Elvis, Dolly, BB, Garth, Luke, Wade, McQuarrie. See them while they're still known by more than one name.
Your vacation is now planning
In Tennessee.
Plan your trip today at tnvacation.com.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1743, 7 Qualities of a Conscious, Loving Relationship, Part 1, by Marc Chernoff of marcandangel.com. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday, and thanks for joining us this weekend on Optimal Relationships Daily. I'm your host and narrator, Greg Audino, reading to you every single day, and this time I'm happy to be sharing a post from Marc Chernoff of Marc and Angel, showcasing 7 qualities that conscious, loving relationships should have. It's a long article, so we will only start it today and then finish it up tomorrow. So let's get right to part 1 as we optimize your life. 7 Qualities of a Conscious, Loving Relationship, Part 1, by Marc Chernoff of marcandangel.com. Over the past decade, between the two of us, Angel and I have read hundreds of books on relationships, coached hundreds of students who are struggling to find happiness in their relationships, and interacted with over 100,000 blog subscribers who continue to ask us the questions and tell us stories on a daily basis about their relationships. All of this has given us keen insight into the behaviors and habits that make relationships work well in the long run. In our course and coaching, and at our live events, Angel and I often refer to these as the qualities of conscious, loving relationships. So, what exactly is a conscious, loving relationship? It's a relationship, intimate or platonic, in which, number 1, both people are emotionally self-reliant. If your happiness is dependent on the constant validation and approval that you receive from someone else, then you are giving away far too much of your power. It's human nature to want to be liked and admired, to want to be included, but it's damaging to your self-esteem and emotional strength if it's something that you have to constantly fight for. The key is to nurture your own inner strength, and then bring it into your relationships with you. Think of a relationship as a home you live in. Whether you like your home or not doesn't depend on how the furniture is arranged. It's how you arrange your mind. You have to decide you love yourself in it, and then radiate this inner love outwards. All the love and validation you need is yours to give yourself. So the next time you feel pressured to impress someone, try taking a deep breath and then remind yourself that you don't owe anyone your constant justification. Revel in the reality that you get to choose. You have the authority to decide how you spend your time and energy. And here's the real beauty of it. When you don't owe anyone anything, when you're self-reliant, you are free to give and receive love from the heart, without baggage. Come from this place of wholeness, of inner strength and independence, and then love others. Not because you need them to love you back, not because you're desperate to be needed, but because loving them is a miraculous thing to do. Number 2, there's a solid foundation of mutual acceptance. Above all, acceptance means 2 people agree to disagree with each other on some things, and they are perfectly okay with it. Differences of opinion, even major ones, do not destroy relationships. It's how people in a relationship deal with their inevitable differences that counts. Some friends and couples waste years trying to change each other's minds, but this can't always be done, because many of their disagreements are rooted in fundamental differences in how they see the world and how they see themselves. By fighting over these deep-seated differences, all they succeed in doing is wasting their time and running their relationship into the ground. So, how do conscious, loving friends and couples cope with disagreements that can't be resolved? They accept one another as is. They understand that problems are an inevitable part of any long-term relationship, in the same way chronic physical difficulties are inevitable as we grow older and wiser. These problems are like a weak knee or a bad back. We may not want these problems, but we're able to cope with them, to avoid situations that irritate them, and to develop strategies that help us ease the pain. Psychologist Dan Weil said it best in his book After the Honeymoon. Quote, "When choosing a long-term partner or friend, you will inevitably be choosing a particular set of unsolvable problems that you'll be grappling with for the next 10, 20, or 50 years. End quote. So just remember that the foundation of love is to let those we care about be unapologetically themselves, and to not distort them to fit our own egotistical ideas of who they should be. Otherwise, we fall in love only with our own fantasies, and thus miss out entirely on their true beauty. Let this be your reality check. Instead of trying to change the people you care about, give them your support and grow together as individuals. Number 3, intentional communication is devotedly practiced. No one on this green earth is a mind reader. Share your thoughts openly. Give those you care about the information they need, rather than expecting them to know it all. The more that remains unspoken, the greater the risk for problems. Start communicating as clearly as possible. Don't try to read anyone's mind, and don't make anyone try to read yours. Most problems, big and small, within a relationship, start with broken communication. Also, don't listen so you can reply. Listen to understand. Open your ears and your mind to people's concerns and opinions without judgment. Look at things from their perspective as well as your own. Try to put yourself in their shoes. Even if you don't understand exactly where they're coming from, you can still respect them. You can still put your phone away, turn your body towards them, and look them square in the eyes. Doing so demonstrates that you actually want to communicate with them and hear what they have to say. This reinforces the sort of supportive environment that's crucial for the growth of any relationship. To be continued. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled 7 Qualities of a Conscious, Loving Relationship by Marc Chernoff of marcandangel.com.
National Geographic presents.
What I'm asking you to do is dangerous. You need to take your time to think it through.
No, I don't. What do I do?
We can't save everyone. But if I don't try, I don't think I'll be able to live with myself.
What are we supposed to do?
Some stood by.
Anything. You have to.
She stood up.
There has to be a line.
Belle Powley is Meet Geese.
There has to be me for this to work.
A Small Light. New episodes Mondays at 9. Now streaming on Hulu and Disney+.
And I think we're all getting excited about the summer coming around the corner. It is time to return to your outdoor sports, hikes, bike rides, music festivals. But however you plan to spend your time, hydration is going to be a must. Introducing our sponsor, Liquid IV, the category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being. 1 stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. It has 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, contains 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C, and is made with premium ingredients. And I assure you it makes hydrating much easier. Thanks to Liquid IV, I no longer have to carry my gallon jug of water around with me all day to keep well hydrated. That is a true story. I really did used to do that. So, grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code ORD at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today, using promo code ORD at liquidiv.com. And thanks so much to Marc, part 1 in the books. 3 good ideas so far, and certainly 4 more to come tomorrow. But whether or not it was intentional, and it probably was, I love that he led off by talking about the 2 partners as their own entities. There are many reasons why 2 people may become so absorbed with one another that they lose track of themselves and their own values. Or maybe they feel as though it's a sign of devotion or relationship strength to do this, to go to this extreme. But the reason I like that he started the article this way is because it really is a prerequisite to any relationship, having your own values and self-reliance. And it's important to come back to, even for seasoned veterans who are in the midst of long-standing healthy relationships. Because the thing is, we can lose ourselves on a moment-to-moment or day-to-day basis as well. It's a constant push and pull between our own independence and desires and the sacrifices we make to form a bond with someone else. So don't be afraid to keep checking in with yourself about this. Anyway, more to come tomorrow, everyone, so we will stop here for now. Thank you so much for listening. Ponder what you have heard today and get excited about the continuation, and I will be here again tomorrow to share it with you. That's where your optimal life awaits.